What's the story, wrestling fans? Tag Team Battle Royale. Thunderosa injured? It's wedding day! And the Bullet Club is back. All that and more coming up on the Wrestle Story. Welcome back to the Wrestle Story. We discuss all things wrestling, the legends of the past, the superstars of the present, and the trailblazers of the future. We stream every Monday after Raw, every Wednesday after AEW, and every Friday after SmackDown. How's it going, everybody?
Good. I'm good. You good?
Is our video messed up?
No, it's fine.
Okay, because we're messed up on
Yeah,
our
it looks
screen
weird
here.
up there, but it looks
that's
fine
weird.
on mine.
Yeah.
Anyways, hi.
Looks good on here. It's just like over here we're like...
We are live.
Who knows?
We are live.
John Elite, how you doing? John L, how you doing? Excellent show tonight, I thought. Some surprising things have happened.
Yes. Why, yes.
What's that?
Nothing, I'm just laughing. Okay.
Nice to see Miro save a ton of money on his wedding attire. That was the same outfit he used with Lana. He saved on shampoo, too.
That's funny.
Well, you see, Scott. Don't ever make fun of anybody. Because people made fun of me when I was a kid. And they never made fun of me again. In fact, I made them cry. All right, Scott, there you are.
There's your Lars impression. Yeah, I thought this was, I liked the show. I thought it was good. I thought it was well done.
Yes.
I liked it.
Yes.
I had no issues with it.
Yes.
Actually, okay, I have a couple things that I'm going to talk about, but, like, I had no issues with the show overall. I thought the show was good. Some of the decisions that were made on the show, one in specific that I can remember off the top of my head that I wanted to talk about, and as we go through things, I'll remember more that I wanted to say. But, yeah, I thought it was a good show.
Yes. I thought it was good, and I love the fact, I said that they needed to expand and bring in other wrestling organizations, and they did. Mm-hmm. Which I think is cool, because you can do that crossover stuff. Hello, James, how you doing? Man, did I love the ending on AEW. Definitely John Lee, it was awesome. And there's so many things they can do with this. Lars says, you are welcome, Scott. He wanted to make a special appearance just for you.
Well, that's neat. Hashtag AEW Dynamite is the #1 trending thing on Twitter.
Surgery went well. Well, good, James. We're glad to hear that surgery went well. Hope everything's going good for you. Can I tell you stuff about NXT?
Honestly, at this point, sure.
All right, Scott, go ahead, because Maven's been on Twitter anyway, so she's seen all of it.
Yeah, I saw that.
But you can talk about it.
I saw that. I did see that thing with the oh my gosh, what is it called? With what they were doing with Xia Li, they kind of like finally brought that up to, that's kind of out there now, and so I did see that.
Hey, dude, it's Irving Stuff. Stopping by to drop a like and show support. See you guys Friday. The crap!
He was like, sorry, guys.
By the way, yeah. Oh, I'm driving by. Peace!
Oh, man. So, yeah.
Yes.
AEW, should we get into it?
Yes, go right into it.
So, we start off the show with the Tag Team Battle Royal. I actually like this. I thought this was, good. I don't know. I feel like certain AEW Battle Royals, they can be kind of all over the place and sort of, a cluster. But I feel like this was, even, like, for being a tag team battle royal, I feel like it was well done. And I feel like it worked, in my opinion. I liked it, and I thought it was fun. So, yeah.
Yes.
I'll talk more about it in a second. We can read through chat real quick.
Hello, Futuristic, how you doing? I nearly fell off my seat when I saw NJPW. I think there's some big things that are brewing for between Impact, New Japan Wrestling, and AEW.
Well, I did hop up out of my seat when it was Kenta. I was like, "Who's this dude?" And then I like, got real close to television and went, oh my gosh, it's Kenta. That's what I did.
Yeah.
So.
It's interesting that they've, well, first off, that Japan is allowing them. Guess he's going to, when he goes back, he's going to have to quarantine for like 2 weeks.
Well, probably, unless he's going to hang over here for a while.
Yeah. Because I can't see Japan letting him back in without, like, quarantining. Because they take things serious over there. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know if they're still doing it, but when I was watching some of their matches, between matches, they were, like, pulling out, or between every couple of matches, they'd pull out, like, alcohol or something and like, rub down the ropes and rub down the mat and things like that. So
yeah, they were really, like, cleaning stuff, like,
yeah.
Well.
Dunn vs. Finn at TakeOver. Edge said he will be watching at TakeOver, and that's a title I never had. I want that. I'm guessing Edge is just throwing stuff out there just to, like, make people think, okay, he could go for that one. I don't think he's going to go for that one.
I wouldn't be shocked if he did, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think he'll go for that one. Just me personally. Legado del Fantasma versus MSK, and Grizzled Young Veterans versus Thatcher Ciampa in the Dusty Classic. Greetings, Wrestle Story from Jared. How you doing, Jared? Good to have you come in. I heard it's going to be Kenta versus Moxley at New Beginning, I believe. Yes, I believe that you are probably right.
Fun.
Dakota Raquel and Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter tore the roof down. Edge had a stare down with Karrion Kross too. That's interesting. See, that could lead to Karrion Kross moving over to the main roster.
Except I don't think that's what would happen. I think if they're going to do an Edge and Karrion Kross feud, I think they're going to do it on NXT so they can draw more eyes to NXT on a Wednesday so they can beat out AEW.
Wouldn't you want to draw more eyes to your
Well, you would,
Raw
but
and
I
SmackDown?
think that they would want to do it on NXT to do it on NXT. To get huge eyes on NXT. That's what I think they would do. I don't think they would do it on Raw or SmackDown.
Is that so Vince can flex and go, look, NXT did better than AEW?
Yes, precisely, 100%.
Little does he know that New Japan Wrestling has now invaded AEW.
Yeah, I think it's Vince wants to be all like, "Oh, we beat him," but I don't. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's possible.
I don't think it would happen on a Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's possible.
So this tag team battle royal, we had the team of MJF and Jericho. You had Private Party. You had Top Flight. You had Dark Order. You had Evil Uno and Stu Grayson and Silver and Reynolds, and you had them, teaming. Obviously, they're two separate teams. You had Santana and Ortiz. I don't even remember what their team name is. Proud and Powerful.
Proud and Powerful. Powerful and Proud.
I don't know. You had Sammy and Hager.
Sammy Hager.
You had Jurassic Express. Who else was in this match? Top Flight. The Young Bucks. Max Caster and Anthony. What's his butt? What is that team name called? What are they? The dudes that rap.
Yeah, the Acclaimed.
Them, the Acclaimed. Sorry, in a moment.
Max Caster and Anthony, what's his butt?
Yeah, them.
I was cheering for Anthony, what's his butt?
So, yeah, that's kind of like all the people that were involved in the match. So we're going through this thing, and when one partner gets eliminated, the other person gets to stay in the match until they're eliminated, so the team is like, it still counts for them or whatever. And so, we're just going through this thing of, one person from a team being thrown out, another person being thrown out, and this person and that person. Why was FTR not in this?
Because they were banned from the building.
Oh, because they were suspended, right?
Yeah.
They were suspended for what they did last week.
Yes.
Okay. I guess that makes sense. Couple things I wanted to note here.
Here's the thing. This is what storytelling does.
Yeah.
They gave a reason for FTR not being in the match. It wasn't just, oh, you can't be in the match.
Yeah.
It was because
for their actions last week. Thank you. I knew that's what it was.
Cutting off Luchasaurus's ears kind of pushed Tony Khan over the top, and he said, "You're suspended."
He's like, "That's just too far.
That's right.
That's too much."
So yeah, I mean, it was, which was cool. Like I said, it's everything about telling a story.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. A couple things to note during this. Like I said, I thought this was really well done, and I thought they had some really fun spots during this match to sort of highlight the different people that were in it. Matt Jackson was eliminated super early in this match, and that's something that I wanted to sort of mention and make sure was talked about, because I don't think that they're holding the titles very much longer, because I don't think that Matt can wrestle.
I don't think they're holding the titles much longer either.
Like, he was eliminated very early in this match, and I was kind of surprised how early he was eliminated. And so I really think that they're going to lose the titles probably at the pay-per-view.
Yes.
So, I don't know. That's just something I wanted to mention. I thought Stu Grayson and Evil Uno looked really good in this match. I think I want to see them get more TV time for the tag team aspect of it, because I think both of them are really good, and I feel like they don't get enough time to be the tag team for Dark Order. Like, I like John Silver and Alex Reynolds too, and I think they're great. But Evil Uno and Stu Grayson work really, really well together, and they're doing really, really great things.
I agree.
And so I'd like to see some more of them.
Yes.
In tag matches.
Yes. Do you think the wedding was supposed to happen the way it happened? Yes. Hideo Itami debuted on AEW. Ambrose teamed with Neville and Rey Mysterio. What the hell is going on? And New Japan Wrestling invaded AEW. Anthony Bowens is the name of the other acclaimed wrestler.
I knew
Anthony, what's his butt?
Yeah, him.
Anthony, what's his butt? Bowens.
I knew.
How you doing, Chris? The wedding was bad. Miro lost the crowd. Yes, I think the one thing about it is Miro is used to having weddings.
Oh, man. So, the other spot in this match was they had the Good Brothers who came out, which ultimately led to Nick Jackson's exit from the match. They pulled down the ropes, which led to Private Party being eliminated, which then distracted Nick, and then MJF threw Nick out. And then ultimately it came down to Jericho, Sammy, and Darius Martin, one half of the tag team Top Flight. And I don't like this. I don't like the way this ended.
I do. It's perfect.
No, I think it's dumb, because I think it's stupid to, if you have the option, do Top Flight versus the Young Bucks at the pay-per-view. Do Top Flight versus the Young Bucks at the pay-per-view.
I want to see...
I don't want to see Jericho and MJF. Because if MJF and Jericho are winning the tag team titles, I'm not a fan of it. Because I think it's a lame thing to do when you have an entire tag team division who can go and can do, like, great matches and be the star of the show, and you put your tag team titles on Jericho and MJF. Not that I have anything against Jericho and MJF, I just don't think it was the right move.
I want to see a healthy Young Bucks versus Top Flight.
Okay, great. But I don't want to see Jericho and MJF versus the Young Bucks. That's not something that entices me.
I think that it's perfect. It's perfect for the storyline. It's perfect for everything that's going down.
Explain to me how it's perfect for the storyline.
Yes.
Because I don't see it.
Because eventually they're going to win the titles, and then their egos are going to get in the way.
Well, great. Their egos are already in the way. And
it's going to get even more in the way, and you're going to see Sammy, like, totally, like, he's going to break away completely because he's not going to put up with it. And I think down the road you're going to see MJF and Jericho...
Well, they've already
splitting because they're going to get killed.
I get that we're doing the whole Sammy thing. Like, I totally get that, okay? Sammy got eliminated from this match by Jericho. Jericho is the one who pushed Sammy out of the match. He eliminated Sammy, okay? I get that. So then Sammy was all mad later in the show. He's like, you both suck. I hate you both. You all are terrible. I hate you. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, okay? And that's great. That's fine. That's dandy. If all of this is to better Sammy, then, like, great, fine. But I don't like the fact that we're doing Jericho and MJF versus the Young Bucks at the pay-per-view. I think that was a stupid move.
I think it's a good move.
I think it was a stupid move.
Mr. G, I heard it's going to be Kenta versus Moxley at New Beginning, I believe. Yes, you are probably correct. JR on commentary is ice cream.
That is not ice cream.
Oh, poop. Is poop. My bad. That looked like chocolate ice cream. Okay.
Britt and Thunderosa was a great match, minus the ending.
I thought even the ending was good.
We're going to talk about it.
Britt Baker winning was awesome. Santos was showing his Latino heat, looking at Scarlett. I know you don't like Chris Jericho, but what else are they supposed to do with him? And he never won the tag titles.
I don't care that he's never won the tag titles. That doesn't mean anything to me. I don't want to see Jericho in the tag team division. Period. He doesn't need to be there. It's not necessary for anything. I get the whole storyline of MJF and Sammy and leading that to Sammy split from the Inner Circle. Like, great, fine, dandy. Or Chris Jericho split from the Inner Circle for all I care. Whatever. It's not necessary for Jericho to win the tag team titles. We don't need it. And I don't think anybody's asking for it.
I'm okay with it, especially to go down the right storyline.
Well, great. Cool storylines are great and fine and dandy. Like I said, I'm cool with doing good storylines. Jericho does not need the tag team titles.
Oh, okay.
Point blank. Doesn't need to happen.
Okay. What happened to the push of Brian Cage? I think that they're focusing more on the group, Taz's group, than trying to push any one of them right now. I think that's just kind of the road they decided to take, especially after, with everything that's happened after Brody Lee's passing. I think some things changed there. So, this was going to happen regardless. Mr. G doesn't know the emojis. I had the Undertaker reaction after he beat Goldberg and Saudi. LOL. Jericho's better as a singles wrestler. I agree he is better as a singles wrestler, but I like what they're doing with him and MJF.
Okay,
because I'm waiting.
He and MJF can be great, but they don't need to go after the tag team titles. Okay, yes,
but here's the thing: they're going to reach the pinnacle of being a tag team, right? And then bad things are going to start happening.
Okay, great.
Which is going to tie into the storyline, which will be good.
That's fine, but you have your entire tag team division, tag teams in the tag team division who aren't MJF and Jericho, who are doing nothing.
No, but with MJF and Jericho, see, because of who they are, both of them can go, look, we aren't even really a tag team, and we're still better than all of you.
Well, great.
And then they're going to get killed.
Great. Oh, while this is happening, we have the entire tag team division who's doing nothing.
I'm just saying,
because you're putting the tag titles on Jericho and MJF.
I think it's cool.
You have about 25 different tag teams you could use, and you choose to use the one that is the two singles guys thrown together in the Inner Circle.
Which is okay. I'm cool with it.
It makes no sense.
I'm cool with it.
Okay, whatever. So we then have Jade Cargill and this pre-taped video package for her. And it was pretty cool, I suppose. So we're going to do that. She's going to fight Cody and Red Velvet. And, well, Shaq's going to be there too. That's happening on a Dynamite sometime in the near distant future. We'll talk about that in a little bit. We then have Tony Schiavone with Darby Allin and Sting. Tony explains that Darby has to defend championship against Joey Janela next week. Taz then comes on screen and says they are not allowed in the building, but they'll be back next week. And Sting says, I'll be there next week too, to make sure it's one-on-one. Fabulous. Okay, question. Why is Darby fighting Joey Janela?
Because Joey Janela need to get on TV.
Okay. This is just such a random thing. Like, there was nothing to this. They were just like, you're fighting Joey Janela next week. And Darby Allin was like, okay then. And that's what this was. Yeah. Like, there was no build to it. No, but there was, like, no build to it. And it makes,
but
like,
this is
whatever.
Okay. But the thing is they don't need to have a build for everything. This is kind of the filler stuff where you have these guys,
dude is your TNT champion. And it's a TNT championship match. Which should be kind of built up, right?
No.
Right.
Because he should be defending the title every week.
Except he's not, because he's out here cutting these stupid promos with Sting.
That's okay.
So.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Putting the titles on Jericho MJF would be such a WWE move. I don't think so. I think that this would be perfect because of their egos.
But you can build up their egos without putting the tag team titles on them. You don't need to put the tag team titles on them.
I don't know. I just think that to put the titles on them would be perfect. Otherwise, it kills the story.
But doing this whole thing, I feel like
kill the story.
You
kill their whole story with it, and it's the idea is to have MJF and Jericho win the titles, and then have them brag about how good they are.
Okay, well,
and then
if
bad
that's
things
the
are going to
point
start
of
happening.
Anything, then like, what's the point of the tag team division if this is all we're going to do with it?
With what?
Like, what is the
it's
point?
It's a different
though?
storyline other than just throwing, something out there. This is not like what WWE does. They just throw two wrestlers together and go, well, all right, the two of you figure out how to work together.
What I'm saying is what everybody else is saying. They have a loaded tag team division and they put it on a random tag team. I understand that we have the whole MJF and Jericho thing being built up. You don't need the tag team titles to build it up further.
Yes, I
No,
think you
because
do.
that's taking away from all the guys that you have in the tag team division working for the tag team titles.
But if you're thinking about a story...
When you just throw MJF and Jericho in there.
If you're thinking about a story, now their heads just went from here to here now.
Okay,
because
but
of all everything.
Without the tag team titles, and it was going to be that way anyways.
Okay, well,
because that's who the two of
if
them
they lose
are.
the titles, they don't go from here to here because they lose the titles. I mean, they don't go, look at us, we didn't win the titles, we're like super awesome. No, have them win the tag titles, then I'm having them get destroyed. Mr. Jericho can be a tag team wrestler, he can be on his own. Yes, but I love the fact that he can be in his own, but to tell the story with MJF, what they're doing, I love it. I love what they're doing.
So we really want the first championship that MJF ever wins in the company to be a tag team title.
I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. It's the storytelling part of it that I'm liking.
And what if they go into the pay-per-view and they don't win the tag team titles?
Then you may see the split.
Okay.
Sting didn't do anything, did he? No. I don't see MJF or Chris Jericho getting back in the world champion picture no time soon. No, neither one of them are going to be back in there. Janela is awful. Day 3 out of prison, I still open a bag of chips with my teeth. Well, Ains, we're glad that you're out of prison. And thank you,
for spending your time here.
We've been wondering where you've been. I just said the other day, I bet Ains is in prison. What'd you go to prison for? AEW is stacked tag division. I agree with Maven, MJF, and Jericho's egos will get in their way, which is perfect. I love the idea of having them win the title. Their heads get like super huge, like a big balloon that got bigger, and eventually it pops. They have such a loaded tag division, but put it on a random tag team. The thing is if it was just throwing two guys together, just for the fun of it, I would say okay, but you have two guys that have a huge ego, which is awesome, and it's that mixing of those two.
But the thing is,
that could cause problems.
But the thing is,
which is what I like.
They're still a random tag team. The thing is, they're still two singles guys thrown together into a tag team.
So I'd have them win everything. I'd have them win the titles, and then once they win the titles, have them go on this big losing streak, and they lose the titles, and then they're going to start blaming each other because their egos are so big, and then you have a perfect matchup, Jericho and MJF.
They could have done this without the tag team titles, though. They could have gone on a winning streak of beating up all these people, and then they could have gone on this downhill slope.
What's the point of having another tag team?
Exactly. What is the point of having them as a tag team? That's the point.
Because this title tells a perfect story. Two guys with huge egos come together. Their heads are so big they can't fit in the room together, and somehow they're working together. And then all of a sudden, they fall apart. Their heads explode, and now they got to figure out what they're going to do. So they're going to kill each other.
I'm not saying there isn't a story there. I'm saying I feel like this is a mistake for the tag team division.
I guess. I can't wait for Kenta and Moxley. Think long-term storytelling, not short-term. Yes, definitely. MJF partner in a circle they caught. That's coming out of random tag team, which is cool. I like the whole thing is good. Inner circle, it's awesome. I traveled around America with my dog. Apparently, lighting a paper bag of dog poo is illegal in the state of Alabama. I went to jail for 3 months, and as punishment, they served me dog poo for 3 months. Ains, why did you light a paper bag of dog poo, and what did you do with it? Because I'm thinking there's more to this story than just, well, I just happened to be sitting outside and my dog pooed in this bag and I, like, lit the bag on fire. I'm thinking you probably did something with it. Like, put it on somebody's porch or something.
So, we then have Britt Baker and Thunderosa. I thought this was a good match. I really enjoyed this. I thought this was really well done between the two of them. I thought they did really well. I thought
Thunderosa was really hurt.
I didn't, cause she didn't really smack her face.
And then it wasn't the doctor that came in. It was the guy, the headset guy that came in, and I was like, nope, she's not really hurt.
I would have booked it differently. That's what I'm saying. I don't care if we do the MJF and Jericho split. The tag team titles.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessary.
Yes.
So,
sorry to go off topic. Biden and the Democratic senators are moving forward with the $1,400 stimulus. Yes, they are, James. They are.
So, halfway through this match.
Mr. G. Ains did what? Let me explain to you. Ains traveled around America, stopped in Alabama, apparently had his dog poop in a paper bag, lit it on fire, and then got arrested. And was in jail for 3 months.
It's a really fabulous story. So, we then have...
Because he didn't know that you couldn't light a paper bag of poo on fire in Alabama. Because it's against the law.
So, halfway through this match, Reba got in the ring, pulled the turnbuckle off. And then, she pulled the turnbuckle off. And I'm sitting there going, okay, but wait. You have people in matches that stand there and can't get them undone. And Reba just came in and was like, and just pulled it off. No problems. It was easy to do. But then you have these guys in these matches that stand there for 45 minutes trying to get this stupid thing off. What?
And the scary thing is Reba can't walk and chew gum at the same time.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, she figures out how to rip a turnbuckle.
It makes no sense.
Padding off a turnbuckle in 2 seconds.
Ah, man. So, the turnbuckle is exposed, and then Britt Baker threw Thunderosa into the corner, and Thunderosa, she didn't really knock her face off of it. She kind of was off a bit.
Yeah, you know who's getting killed?
Who?
Take a guess. Who took the padding off the...
Oh, Reba.
Yeah, she's dead. Thunderosa's gonna kill her.
So, she, hit her face off of the turnbuckle or whatever, and then, she got the lockjaw submission. She got put in the lockjaw submission, but Thunderosa was already, knocked out. She sold that really well. She flopped down like a dead fish. I guess not a dead fish, because if it was dead, it wouldn't flop.
She flopped around like a dead fish.
Well, whatever.
If I ever have a dead fish flop around, I'm turning and running.
She was just, in the corner or whatever, and then she just, flopped down. Went totally, limp. Dude, she was, dead. And, she sold, like I said, she sold it really well, and then Britt Baker ended up winning by knockout, and it was fine. It was cool. I liked it. I thought it was really well done.
Yeah, well done.
So.
And Reba is going to get killed. Quick question: why is Reba Rebel, whatever her name is, always late during Britt's entrance?
Well, because it's the running gag.
Yeah, it's part of the whole thing is she's always behind on everything.
Mhm.
So that's what it is. Jack, how you doing? Great to have you in chat. We are just now talking about the Britt Baker and Thunderosa match.
Yes.
Excellent
really
match.
Fun. Fish out of water, maybe not dead fish. Whatever.
We've been talking about a dead fish flopping around too.
She flopped around like a dead fish. She flopped around like a fish out of water. Whatever, same difference.
To that I said...
If a fish stays out of the water for too long, it'll be dead.
Yeah, well then it's not flopping around. Because if it's flopping around, we've got problems.
So, yeah, whatever. It's close enough. Y'all knew what I meant.
Yeah.
Well, I said she flopped down like a dead fish.
Yeah, because the dead fish just flops down.
Well, if the dead fish was flopping or whatever, and then it just stopped, then that's kind of what Thunderosa did.
Gotcha.
That was kind of...
I wanted them to bring in Holly Dead and to team up with Thunderosa. Yeah, there are so many things that it would be interesting to see what they do. I think you have to, if you're going to do the tag team thing, or to help out, I suppose you could do it just for the Britt thing. I mean, that would work out. I wish they would do more with the women. As far as... although I think they have done more over the last couple weeks. I think you've seen more of the women over the last couple weeks, don't you?
Yeah, I think so.
And so...
And we're going to see more women over the next couple
I
of
think
weeks.
The big issue... Well, and I think the big issue they had is just who they had and not feeling comfortable enough to put the talent out on TV. By the way, what happened to Abaddon? She hasn't been out there.
You got me? You got me? You got me?
How did you feel about Lars Sullivan getting released by WWE? I kind of seen it coming. Pour some out for Mr. G's Lars impression. You missed it. I did the impression at the beginning of the show.
It's okay. You're going to have to do it when Ant comes in here.
Scott wanted me to do the impression, so I did it for him. I don't know if he's still here.
Well,
so that impression was just for you, Scott.
There's lots of people who want to see it. Like Jack.
Yeah.
So... give the people what they want.
My microwave is having babies. It's gone into labor now. We're going to have a little baby toaster running around, puking up bread and peanut butter. Well, that's cool because I wish my microwave would do that. Then I wouldn't have to buy a new toaster.
Oh, man. So we done our Hangman Page and Matt Hardy discussing teaming in a minute to face Chaos Project or whatever their name is. And Page is like, dude, this is a one-time thing. That's it. That is all. That's it. It's a one-time thing. We are teaming together once. And then we're done. And that's it.
Yes.
No more. So we then get Hangman Page and Matt Hardy versus Chaos Project. And Hangman hit the Buckshot Lariat. And then Matt Hardy tagged in for the win. So.
Yeah. Hang on. Wasn't Lars going to get Gleens at us ringside to WrestleMania? I'm going to attack. He was. Now he's fired, so he can't do it anymore. You know. How you doing, John Raymond? What did y'all think of the Kenta reveal? Stick around and we'll tell you.
So, what did you think of the Hangman Page Matt Hardy thing? And did you think anything? I don't like this Matt Hardy.
I do. I like him.
No, I don't like it.
It's a different side of Matt Hardy. It's something that he's putting out there that is something he hasn't done, which I like.
But I just feel like it doesn't fit the Matt Hardy gimmick idea.
Well, like, because generally you think of Matt Hardy as... think about this. Matt Hardy's characters are all kind of...
out there?
Well, they're dark and they're methodical. Okay, but they're dark and they're methodical in what they do, right? They're kind of slow at going about whatever... I don't want to say slow because I don't know that slow necessarily like fits it.
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be a lot of energy there, right? As far as being the cheerleader type energy is what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. With this character, he's taken this character and is now showing a different side of himself, and is having a lot of energy with what he's doing with everything.
I just don't like it.
And I like it.
I just feel like it doesn't work for him.
By the way, I did watch, since we're talking about Matt Hardy, I did watch who was it? Who was I was watching the other day? On Fightful. They interviewed the guy that made zombies or pro wrestlers versus zombies. Jeremy Lambert and the other guy that you said that you don't remember his name.
Distraction. That's what it was.
So I watched that, and they talked to the guy, and one of the things they talked about was Matt Hardy. And the guy's like, you know what? He can act. Like, I just told him to do something, and he just kind of went with it. And there were times he would just kind of, ad lib and do his thing. Mm-hmm. And so, and they went ahead and put it in the show. Mm-hmm. And so, not that was a high dollar, high class show, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Matt Hardy trying something new, and everyone seems to like it. I like it, except for Maven. Maven doesn't like it. He has his moments, and again, he stumbles upon opportunities to have more. Yeah, the thing is I think that this character is going to do that. Because it's up tempo, up energy, and his mind is mind is here, and it's here, and it's over here, and it's over there, and it's like it's just all over the place.
I don't like it. I feel like it's not Matt Hardy. Like, this is not Matt Hardy. You know what I mean? And it's just like different and weird, and I'm not a fan of it. And I feel like it's just too.
I like it because I think it shows a different side of him.
I just am not a fan. I don't like it. I like Matt Hardy with the whole magical over-the-top gimmick, whatever we want to call that. I like that Matt Hardy better than this. I feel like this just isn't working.
Yeah. I'll reserve judgment on this, Matt, as it seems it'll take a bit to get this Vince impression over. So can Gene Snitsky. Gene Snitsky can act.
So, I don't know. I'm just not a fan. And I feel like it's not helping, like, Private Party or anything either.
The thing is, I don't.
Like, it's not helping.
I don't think it's supposed
gimmicks.
to help them.
It's not.
Well, I think it's supposed to help them to a certain extent.
Over, in my opinion, I feel like they're not any more over than they were before. And like, I get the whole like, oh well, they're getting a tag team match on Impact for the titles or whatever. Like, that's great. That's fine. You know, that's fabulous. But I just, gimmick-wise, I feel like they're not getting over the way they should be. And I know we, like, tried to turn them heel or whatever, or they are a heel tag team now. I don't know. It's just, I don't get it.
I think it's just a matter of him. The fact that they're working with him kind of puts them over anyway. Mm-hmm. And so, I think the one thing is it's exposed. It's something I think Matt wanted to try something different, rather than his same old. I think he's eventually going to go back to one of his characters from the past. But I think this was something he probably wanted to try, just to do something different. And so, him doing this, I think, is great. I think what he's done with this has been great.
Yeah, and that's cool. It hasn't worked out for me, in my opinion.
Okay.
Like, I just am not a fan of it.
I get what you mean. It's not Matt, but I think he's earned our patience. Yes, be patient.
Well, I feel like they've been doing this for a while, though. I feel like they've been doing it for a couple weeks now. They've played out, stuff on television. They've played out stuff in the Being the Elite skits, and I'm just not a fan of it. It's not working, in my opinion.
Okay. John Lee says, maybe Alexa gets Yellow Mania tickets. She's going to have to because Lars has let us down. He, let us down completely.
Completely.
I don't know. You got to remember, Matt was forced to play these gimmicks in WWE and TNA, and in AEW he has creative freedom now and is at his happiest being a wrestler. Yes, which is why I think that this is something he wanted to do.
Which is cool, and I'm not saying.
And he wanted to try this.
It's not working out. I'm just not getting out of it what other people are. I just don't see it or get it, or I'm not a fan of it. Like, that's the way I'm looking at it.
Sucks too, man. I want the man to have success. I know he has something. I feel like after All Out, he's feeling a certain way, and I don't blame him. Unfortunately, people reacted to it selfishly. Yes. So,
we then have the Women's Eliminator Tournament announced.
Problem is that he seems to switch gimmicks every week. I think he's had this gimmick now for, 3 or 4 weeks?
A while. And that's why
And if he's switching gimmicks every week, maybe that's his mind, bouncing everywhere.
The man put his body and art on the line. I respect him.
Yes.
So, we are getting half of the tournament is going to be Japanese wrestlers, and the other half is the American side of it. For the women's tournament thing, I think it's cool.
Yes, I agree. Obviously AEW has something with some of these Japanese associations. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting that they're all tying this in together, which makes me wonder, is there some big pay-per-view that's going to be planned and put out there? I understand Maven's point of view too, because it's hard to imagine him being a different character altogether, but I like this gimmick. Yeah, and I like this guy. I love this gimmick.
See, the thing about it is like, I've liked all of Matt Hardy's gimmicks, and like, I've never had an issue with any of his gimmicks until this one. Like, this one, I'm not a fan of. This whole, like, big money Matt Hardy business thing, I'm not a fan of it at all. Every other gimmick he's done, I'm cool with it. Like, that's cool. I just not a fan of this gimmick.
Yes. I mean, I love it. I love the gimmick.
Wait. Takanti's American. I thought she's Brazilian. Well, she is, but they're like the American side. That's what they are. They have her on the American side of the bracket.
Yeah.
Because I think it's, I don't know.
Because she's here.
And they also have Riho on
She's
the American side of the bracket. So I think that's because of like they're a part of like AEW and stuff, and the other side is the outside.
The Outsiders.
Well, yeah, kind of. I don't know.
Scott Hall and Kevin Nash are coming back and leading that group.
So yeah, that stuff got announced.
Wait. Ty Conti is American? I thought she's Brazilian.
Wait. I already read through that.
Well, you didn't read fast enough.
Okay, whatever.
So, NJPW, AEW, and Impact all working together. Yes, starring John. By the way, how you doing?
How's it going?
I believe that they are. NJPW versus AEW somewhere down the line. I could see that happening, John Raymond. I think you could have a big pay-per-view, and you could do it on both sides. Have something here and have something over there. I mean, obviously, Moxley was over there this weekend.
He did stuff.
And so, I could see it, I could see something going on both sides where they do some stuff.
So. We then have Jericho and MJF celebrating their big win. And Sammy is just mad. He hates the situation. He's like, this is dumb. This is stupid. No. I hate it. And so Jericho's like, okay, buddy, let's go talk. Let's go have a chat. And then MJF has a talk with the rest of the group in private. So what did he say? The world may never know. Until next week.
Yes. We may never know until next week. If you had to choose one wrestler in the last 10 years who got wrongfully treated and booked wrong, who would you choose?
Well, that's kind of a wide open, it's kind of a, because I feel like there's kind of like a lot to choose from. So
WWE has a lot that I think have had that happen. I think that WWE they've had several, so I mean it's hard to just pick one. Mm-hmm. I think that's the issue. Mm-hmm. If we got lots of inter-promotions wrestling, that'd be my second favorite thing on the last year. Yes, definitely. Did I miss that? AEW versus Impact versus NJPW Survivor Series style. That'd be interesting. I think you'd almost have to put AEW and Impact together.
Not necessarily.
Maybe not.
Because I feel like Impact has enough to stand on their own 2 feet.
Do you think Rebel turns on Britt Baker? I think of it. Actually, I think it's probably going to be the other way. I think Britt's going to turn on Rebel.
Yeah, I think so too.
At least they have a bunny on AEW that people want to see. What are you saying, Jared? You don't want to see Bad Bunny?
Dude, that has been the talk of Twitter.
He is now my favorite wrestler.
That has been the talk of Twitter for the last 2 days. I feel like we have to talk about it at the end of the show solely because of that. Hey, Aunt, what's up? I was hoping for someone else. Well, too bad. You came to our show and you get us. Okay?
Hey, don't ever... I was made fun of as a kid. And they never made fun of me again. So David Bowie, riding a tiger on a rainbow, you have now made fun of me. I got bad news for you. All right, there we are. Jack, there it was.
Ospreay, Omega, Punk, that's a great story for these men to unfold themselves. Most importantly, a reason for Punk to come back into the ring as a wrestler again. Your thoughts? I wouldn't be opposed to it.
It would be interesting. I think if they did that just bringing the group, bringing those people in, what they're doing in AEW. Oh. That wasn't Kermit the Frog!
That was Lars Sullivan, obviously. What are you talking about?
Well, Ains missed the Lars Sullivan promo because he was in jail. So yeah, I think that with AEW being willing to work with these other organizations can just open up so much.
I agree. I'd pick Ryback. That man had everything. You would pick Ryback as...
Again, I think there's just so many that haven't been used right.
One wrestler in the last 10 years who was wrongfully treated and booked wrong.
There's so many that have done that.
I respect that choice. However, I would not say Ryback.
No, I wouldn't say Ryback. Because there's like... I mean, right now you've got several that are being used wrong. Hello, Jake. How you doing? I just see that... it's WWE just doesn't use people correctly, unless you.
At the moment, I would say somebody who I feel like is being wrongfully booked would be Asuka.
Yeah.
I think Asuka's a big one that she's so good, and she's just not being used to her fullest potential.
I agree.
And I feel like she really hasn't been used to her fullest potential.
I agree.
So Asuka would be one that I would say.
Yeah. Damien Sandow, he's another one. Yeah, I could see him.
Dude, his gimmick was so good. The whole Mizdow thing, I thought that was freaking brilliant. 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 And they didn't, they messed it up.
Apparently Bad Bunny is supposed to be involved in WrestleMania with Damian Priest. Yeah, that doesn't shock me. Mr. G, your bullying tactics are weak. Try fighting for your mashed potatoes at yard time in prison.
Hey, Camila, what's up? I was here hours ago. Said you had a stream going live.
For those of you
earlier, and he still had our information in from when we went live on Sunday, and he...
Yeah, I started getting tweets. Hey, you guys are going live?
We did! Right away! Everybody's like, the Wrestle Story's live!
Yeah.
I mean, you could have just streamed on our channel. We would have gladly would have, go ahead. But,
Yeah. I agree, WWE is very saturated. I feel like I'm on an episode of Black Mirror when watching their Thunderdome BS. Just take me out of it, mates. Personal opinion, of course. Well, again, the storylines are terrible. And I don't know why you need the stupid, I don't know the point of having the whole, TV setup. Just doesn't...
Well, because they're pumping noise anyways.
Then just pump the noise in. Just take the TVs off.
You know what I saw today? That was Bailey's suggestion.
To pump the noise in?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
And then she was like, well, it's just so awkward to, wrestle in front of, go from having crowd noise at the PC or whatever to then the Thunderdome and have nothing. So, can we, pump in noise?
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, what a great idea.
Yeah.
And then they decided to go from there.
Lars, Muppet voices all day long, Mr. G. Yes. Oops. Might have been my fault. Sorry, everyone. Well, I thought we were having an Eve show on our channel without us even being involved.
Well, we had the hacker of WWE. Well, now we have the hacker of Wrestle Story.
The Wrestle Story's been hacked. It sounded like Lars Sullivan. It didn't sound like Kermit the Frog.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks, Jono.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that.
So we then have the wedding of Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford.
Yes.
So this was officiated. Is that a word? I don't know. If it's not a word, it is a word now. By Father James Mitchell, who officiated the wedding where Johnny Bravo, or whatever his name is, got shot on Impact.
Yes.
And they were like, well, this guy's, the last time this dude, did a wedding, somebody got shot. So, this is, watch out. Watch out. So, the wedding ceremony was fine.
I was thinking it was Ming from if you've ever seen the old Flash Gordon movie,
No.
Yeah, check it out because he looks just like Ming.
I've never seen it. Anyways.
Check it out.
Moving on.
Yeah. Who's the SmackDown hacker? It's me. I knew it! And you've moved on to bigger things by hacking us.
Exactly.
Good job.
Exactly.
Good job, Aunt.
So the wedding ceremony was fine. It was, you know, they got married.
Yeah.
Anyways, they did like an actual wedding, like on television, and then after, you had Miro who did the toast, but got distracted by Chuck Taylor's like huge present in the corner. He then threw the present out, beat the crap out of this empty box, and then Miro ended up getting cuffed to the ring post. I don't know how that happened and how he didn't notice that was happening. And then Orange Cassidy popped out of the cake, and Penelope goes face first into the cake, and then Orange Cassidy hit a move on Kip Sabian, and that was it.
What a way to get married, huh?
Yeah.
You get married, and then you get shoved into the cake, and then I guess they'll never forget their wedding. What'd you do on your wedding? Well, we did it at a wrestling show, and I got shoved into the cake, and bad things happened from there on out.
Miro's like, I'm used to this. He's like, I've been in a couple wedding segments in my lifetime, and they've all pretty much gone this way. So, you know, he's so used to it that he wore the exact same outfit that he wore to his first wedding segment on his first wedding. Yeah, we'll just go with that.
Yeah, he went to his wardrobe and went,
What should I wear? Well, the suit that I wore to my first wedding, of course.
I got one suit. Let's grab it.
Oh, man. So that was really funny. This was fine. I had no issue.
Hey, the thing is, he can still fit into it.
I had no issue with this. It was fine. It was just like a segment.
Yeah.
A fun segment.
I thought it was okay. I thought it was done well.
Yeah.
I loved when Miro is like suspicious of the big present when Chuck said it's a present from him, and then he attacked it. I wish they would have had something like something big in there that would have broke.
There was an empty box.
And then Kip would have went, "You just broke our present." Is James Mitchell on AEW now? He is.
Well, he was for this one segment
because it's all the Impact tie-in that's all involved with this. So, and I think he is a legitimate
he's
minister.
He's able to.
Yeah, he can marry people.
Which wedding planner suggested
he can marry them too?
Getting married at a wrestling show. Literally, none go well.
Yeah, they all turn out bad. Someone jumps out of a cake. Someone gets slammed into the cake. Someone tears up a present. Someone gets handcuffed to the corner. It's just not good.
They all go the same way.
No problem, Futuristic. We all suck at spelling.
So, we then get announced match for March 3rd. We are getting Shaq and Jade versus Cody and Red Velvet. I'm shocked they're not doing this at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Because I would think that they would save it for the pay-per-view, but whatever. No, they can't, because Shaq has to do like a TV thing on TNT, doesn't he?
Yeah, probably.
So never mind. It makes sense for them to do it on TNT then. So yeah, we're getting that.
Yeah, because he's got a contract with TNT, which is why this was all part of the TNT deal.
Yeah.
Which is why he had to get involved.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It wasn't because I don't know if AEW would have used him otherwise, but this all comes from the part of the TNT deal that they have.
So, we then get Lance Archer versus Eddie Kingston. I actually like this. I thought this was good. This was a lumberjack match. I enjoyed this.
Yeah. I did too.
I thought it was well done.
Yeah. And it was a better match than I thought it would be.
I agree. So, there was a lot of, like, the outside lumberjack stuff. They did a spot where Allie nearly got killed by Lance Archer. He nearly hit whatever the heck that move is, where he like hands him in the air and he grabs him by the arm and they like whatever that is. You know what I'm talking about. And then Archer ended up winning the match, and I thought that was a good move. Jake also, Jake Roberts on the outside, he did something to somebody and like tripped over him after he did it.
And then he patted him on the head. And smiled.
It was really funny.
It's like, oops, sorry.
It made made me laugh. It was really funny.
And you notice they cut away from it like right away.
Yeah,
it's like they're filming it. Oh.
They're like, oh crap. And Jake's like, sorry there, dude. I just like stepped on your face and tripped over you. No, my bad. You know, like it made me laugh.
Medic.
So yeah, I thought that was funny. Omega and Kenta versus Lance Archer and Moxley. Kenta's so boring. We're gonna talk about it in just a minute.
Wait, it's not at Revolution. Nope. No, because I think it has to be on TNT.
I think so.
Again, that's part of the deal with TNT.
Yeah, I think so.
The show being on TNT.
I think so.
Edge was on NXT, maybe challenge Finn or Pete Dunne. The Edge came to face with Cross. Yes, it's interesting. Lots of interesting stuff happening there. I think they're trying to pump up NXT. The scary thing is, NXT has better storylines than Raw or SmackDown. Crazy, huh? I've had my Idea Wedding song for years. I plan to learn to dance too. I'm not forgetting anything, am I? No, Jack, no. My wedding song will be Gold Digger. Ange, you have to stay out of prison first.
So we then get FTR, who have kidnapped or abducted Marco Stunt.
Well, he's not hard to abduct.
That was quite...
He's like 4'2" and 10 pounds.
It doesn't make it any less okay.
No, it's okay.
So I can't wait to see where this goes. We come back to Marco next week. He's still sitting in that same spot, in that same trailer. He's like,
he'd be like, man,
I've been here for a week,
yeah,
and they still didn't come for me.
Yeah. you can't believe you people just left me here.
Oh, man.
And I'm not even hard to find.
So, yeah.
I
like that. I thought it was like a funny little
it's
thing.
kind of a cool story.
Yeah, it's cool. So we then have a Joey Janela promo talking about his history with Darby Allin, I'm assuming, and that Joey Janela will be a bad boy.
Yep.
That's what this was. We then get told next week we are doing Jericho and MJF versus the Acclaimed.
That should be interesting.
And we are getting Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson versus Peter Avalon and Caesar... You go ahead and pronounce it, because I'm going to mess it up.
Caesar Bonani.
Him, yeah. I think he's a former WWE guy, isn't he? I think he was on WWE. I think he was in NXT.
Yeah. Mine is Louis Armstrong that we have all the time in the world. Big James Bond fan here. James Bond is pretty cool. You know? He's pretty cool. Marco Stunt could fly free. He could go in the overhead compartment. Yes, he could. You just bring him in a bag and you go, okay. This is my carry-on.
That's funny. So we then get the main event. Omega, Gallows, and Anderson versus Pac, Moxley, and Rey Fenix. I really like this match. I like the pacing of it. I liked all the spots we did. I thought it was really good.
Yes, definitely a good match. I'm not a huge Omega fan just because of his all his stuff.
I think Omega.
Like just drives me nuts.
I think Omega's fine. I'm not like a huge fan of the character or anything, but like I think he's a really good wrestler. And so yeah, I thought there were some really good spots. Rey Fenix is a buffoon. Rey Fenix is great, but he's a buffoon. He does some like really crazy moves. Pac looked really good in this match too. He had this like suplex when Kenny Omega came off the ropes. It looked really good. And so yeah, that was like this. I enjoyed this. I thought this was well done.
Yeah.
So Omega, Gallows, and Anderson won after the Good Brothers hit the Magic Killer for the pinfall victory over Rey Fenix. And then after the match, Omega and the Good Brothers attempted to do, the post-match beatdown, and then Lance Archer came out and made the save. And then when Moxley finally was left in the ring with Omega, a masked dude came in, and he beat the crap out of Moxley, and then took off the mask, and was all like, I'm Kenta. And then he had to go to sleep, and it was over, and I was like, what? So
awesome.
The
fact that they are doing this and what they're doing with it, as far as bringing in people from other organizations and the surprises they have coming in, they're getting people to talk about the stuff they're doing.
I don't even know much about New Japan, okay? I don't even know, like, much about it, okay? But this, I was like, whoa! Like, that's, like, a big deal, you know?
Yeah.
So, I'm curious to see what they do with it.
Well, again, it all ties back into the possibility of where they could go with this.
Yeah.
You know? You could have 2 huge pay-per-views a year, one in Japan, one in the United States, and have big numbers.
Yeah.
I think.
I think so.
And with the fact that AEW is willing to work with outside organizations, I think WWE needs to take a look and go, okay, do we want to continue on the path we're doing here, or do we want to pull in this occasional, have a feud here or there, and then maybe have a big pay-per-view with an outside organization just to make to make things interesting.
I don't think WWE would ever
They
do
won't,
that.
but that's one of those things, that it would. If I was running WWE, I'd be going, okay, maybe this is something that I would consider. But you got Vince running WWE. Are you going to argue with Luchasaurus at You Don't Know Jack? Yes. Yes, Jack, are you going to? Jack, you got the Chiefs. And so does James. Interesting. I would root for the Chiefs, but I want to see Tom Brady win the Super Bowl outside of Bill Belichick. And then we find out who the GOAT is. And it's not Belichick.
It's me.
It was Tom Brady.
No. I'm the GOAT.
And I'm not a Tom Brady fan. I just don't like Belichick. So, when Miro asked, what is love? I was like, baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. That's funny. Me too, James says. You all see the promo Kenta and Omega versus Mox and Archer. Omega is calling Khan out. Here we go. I think it's slowly coming to fruition. Yes! Which is why I think this is cool.
I didn't see the promo. The promo's right here. But I can't play it
because it's a commercial.
Well, no, because it's... And also I can't play it because we can't play it on video.
Yeah, because we can't play it on here because we'll get copyright striked and we don't want that because we've done that.
Yeah, so we'll have to watch.
We did that once already and didn't do anything. I am a Dolphins fan. Go Chiefs. Yes, you could cheer for the Chiefs if you want to, but I got to cheer for. I mean, me personally, I don't care who wins, but I'd like to see Tom Brady win without Belichick. So yeah, the things that AEW is doing, outstanding. We'll have to check it out and see what. We'll check out the promo off here after we get off here, and then we'll talk about it on Friday. How does that sound? So then you have to come back on Friday to find out what we thought, and we'll even save it for the end of the stream, so then everybody can come join us. Belichick is a great man amongst the best of men. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of his. So with that, I don't think we have a lot of other things to talk about, do we? Any news? Anything interesting pop up?
Aside from Lars Sullivan being released.
What? You mean I got it released?
And then the whole thing about
Vince doesn't know, does he?
Everybody debating Bad Bunny or no Bad Bunny on WWE. That's the only other thing that's been going around on Twitter.
Who is on your wrestling Mount Rushmore? Jared! You know the crazy thing is...
Mr. G made a wrestling Mount Rushmore.
I actually made... maybe I'll post it to Twitter. I actually made a Mount Rushmore where I put...
Do you have it saved?
Yeah.
As a JPEG or whatever?
Yeah, I don't know if I got it saved as a JPEG.
Did you pull it in as picture?
I don't know if I got it saved as a JPEG.
Here? I don't know, whatever. But you have people on your list or whatever. I don't know who's on my wrestling Mount Rushmore. I don't know. I've never really thought about it. Because I've never really thought about it.
I don't remember if I saved it as a... Keep talking, because I'll see if I can find it.
I've never really thought about it. I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people would probably say, like, Ric Flair or something, and I'll be like, no, because I'm not a Ric Flair fan. Don't like him. Shawn Michaels is good. Shawn Michaels is good. Bret Hart is cool. Who else? That's 2. I don't know.
James, Chiefs, better watch the crooked refs. James, I'm going to start calling you Donald.
I don't even know who else I'd put on there. Shawn, Bret, Dusty.
Mr. G, I can't see a 12-year-old on a car seat booster seat whatsoever. Then you don't know my kids. Maven, when she was 12, probably could have sat in a booster.
Yeah, because I was a shrimp.
Yeah.
Because I was...
All of my kids have been, like, really small, and then they've, like, taken off.
I will go further. Men's and women's wrestling, Mount Rushmore.
That's interesting. Because it depends on what you're looking for, you know?
Yeah. It depends. It depends. It depends. It depends. It depends. I don't know. Like I said, Shawn, Bret. Who was the other one I said? Dusty.
Yeah.
Vince.
I think it's interesting that you brought this up just because of what I just recently did with...
Yeah, Mr. G was playing around with Photoshop and pictures and stuff, and he did this Mount Rushmore picture, which he's pulling up, and he's going to try and put on the screen so you guys can see it. But anyways, I don't even know who else. Like, I don't know. Why is it so hard to think of, like, legends? And, like, who'd be on your Mount Rushmore? Like, I don't know. I'm having a hard time thinking. Mr. G kind of has, like, I don't know. It's an okay Mount Rushmore.
It's an okay?
It's an okay Mount Rushmore. The picture's cool, but, like, the people he put on it, that wouldn't be my Mount Rushmore of people. I wouldn't pick those 4. I would pick one of those 4.
One of those 4?
Yeah.
Well, that's because you're a little younger than me.
Well, yeah, and also I don't see, like, the...
How in the Blue Hill... how in the Blue Hill am I Donald? It's rigged, man! Start talking about the game being rigged before it's even played, then...
Undisputed Era is my Mount Rushmore. JK, it's actually Rick, Sean, Brody, and Brett. Cool. Yeah, I wouldn't put Ric Flair on there because I really don't like Ric Flair. Like, I just feel like he's really overrated.
This is something we have never tried on our show.
Sorry. I have to...
So, we'll see if this works.
I have to be the person to say it. Ric Flair's kind of overrated. I'm just not a fan. He's just
Ric Flair in his prime was...
Is overrated. Ric Flair's overrated.
Sorry, man.
I'm sorry. It had to be said. So, yeah. He's overrated. And I can't. He's overrated. I just feel like he's overrated. Yeah, that's it. That's a picture. There you go!
Alright. There's my Mount Rushmore.
They see it? That's a good question. But Mr.
I'm sorry, who in the Blue Hell is Donald? Donald Trump!
So yeah, Mr. G made that. Hopefully you can see it. I have no idea. Hopefully.
Can I see it?
Not. I don't know. I'm looking. Yes, they can.
Okay.
You can see it.
Cool.
And so that's Mr. G's Mount Rushmore of people, and he made that with editing. So.
Yes.
San Martino, Dusty, Perfect, Vince Sr.
Yeah, I could see those. See, San Martino was before my time. So I didn't get to see a lot of stuff, but I know he was huge. Vince Sr. I know was huge. I think the 4 I picked I just happened to put Dusty on there just because I got to thinking about, okay, who is a huge influence? I see Hogan, Flair, Dusty, and Warrior. No, that's not Warrior. Take a look again. It's Hogan, Flair, Dusty, and Sting.
Old Sting. Old Sting.
So I could see The whole San Martino, Dusty, Perfect, and Vince Senior thing. If you want to go way back, you could go with like Greg Gagne, or not Greg, Vern Gagne, because he was huge with a lot of wrestling. So I think that's it. Just depends on what you're talking about. The Mount Rushmore. I mean, like when I was thinking Mount Rushmore, I was thinking like the people that drew me into wrestling.
Yeah, I would say.
And Flair didn't draw me into wrestling, but I hated him so much that I wanted to see him get killed every week. So I thought, well, if the guy is that bad, then I probably need to put him on here because I wanted to see him get killed every week.
Well, I would say I said Sean, I said Brett, I said
that one last one,
Dusty,
the Renegade, right?
Dusty.
No.
Sean, Brett, Dusty, and I would need one more. I don't even know. But I feel like those three, like specifically, like I always thought Dusty was cool, and I thought his gimmick was always cool, and like what he did for wrestling was cool, and all the people that he like influenced was cool, because a lot of the people that we see today wouldn't be who they are without Dusty. Like they wouldn't. It wouldn't have happened, you know. Shawn, I always thought Shawn Michaels was cool. He was like one of my favorites. He's still one of my favorites. His like whole gimmick, the whole story that he had with like, the boyhood dream of becoming champion. I just thought that was cool. Brett, I feel like Brett, I don't know, for obvious reasons, I think he's cool too. And did a lot for wrestling. I don't know. I don't know who I'd pick for the last one.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that it's a tough choice because it depends on what you're listing. I mean, what your terms are for the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Mister G in the NFL, what is a neutral zone infraction again? It's when you step across, like if you like the ball hasn't been snapped and you step across the line of scrimmage on defense. The real Mount Rushmore is bipartisan, so I'd say it's one WWF, WCW, ECW, and other. But see, even then, I mean, when we're talking about like, you had Hogan in WWF, you had like with mine, you had Sting in WCW, you had Flair in WCW, and you had Dusty in WCW initially. So I mean, but those were the three that really were huge when I was younger, growing up watching them. I look at who I look at as who made the biggest impact in wrestling.
Kenta put that up.
Oh, that's pretty funny. So I think it's one of those things that again, when we're talking about the biggest impact in wrestling, I would say Vince would be on there. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking Vince Jr. because I think he took it a step farther than his dad did. Like, okay, he took it 14 steps further than his dad did. So I think that he would be on there. I think Jim Crockett would be on there. Just because he's one that kind of got the whole pay-per-view, was one of them that got the pay-per-view thing going and kind of pushed Vince into some of the stuff he did. So I mean, there's just different. I mean, there's different ways to look at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How about this, Mr. G? AEW Mount Rushmore. Jack's gonna cry. Don't cry. Don't. It's okay, Jack. Don't cry.
AEW Mount Rushmore.
Don't cry. That's a tough one.
I feel like an AEW Mount Rushmore would actually be easier than
if we're talking about being influential for AEW, I would say you'd have to put Tony Khan on there. Just because if it wasn't for him, they wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
And then I would say you'd have to put on Cody. Mm-hmm. The Young Bucks.
Well, that's 4 right there.
Well, but I think you can like put them together and call them Siamese twins or something. And then I would say you put on Omega. Just as far as being influential in trying to get AEW started.
And if you weren't looking at that, who would you put on there instead?
If we're talking wrestlers,
yeah.
As of right now, I would say, probably Cody. Mm-hmm. I would say Brody, but I just feel that he's had an impact beyond AEW just because of, everything you read after his death.
Yeah.
But I don't think, his impact wasn't there when he was there as... I mean, it was huge because I think what he did was good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think that he was so big that you would sit there and go, okay, he's one of the top, one of the four that's really made AEW.
Yeah. Sorry.
So I would say Cody, Moxley.
Orange Cassidy.
I don't think he fits into that. I would say Darby Allin. And I like Darby Allin, but he's not a huge guy for me. And probably, I don't know, it's a tough one to think about.
Probably Jericho.
Yeah, probably.
Or Omega.
Yeah. WrestleMania Night 1 on April will be first ticketed event for WWE since March 9th. Yes, just in time for when the new variant comes in and starts killing a lot more people here in the United States. Leon Ruff beat Austin Theory. Well, good. The toothpick wins. My dad doesn't own an NFL team. Jack, why not?
Well, because up here we have Khan is like all of us. And then he said, John, my dad doesn't own an NFL team. That's what he said.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Yeah. As far as Tony Khan being like one of us, he's a huge wrestling fan, and I think that because he is, I think.
Well, see, the thing about it is he seems like a normal person. You know what I mean? Like, he gives off that vibe that he isn't like this stuck-up, rich dude. Like, ha, I'm better than all of you.
Well, I'm sure he's a stuck-up rich dude. I'm sure he is.
Well, okay, whatever.
But he's willing to have open eyes for wrestling.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is, for what he's done for AEW, he looks like a normal dude. You know what I mean?
Not everyone can just go, well, let's start a wrestling organization.
Well, I'm not saying
and not only let's start it, let's put it on TV.
Well, I'm not saying he's not a stuck-up rich dude, but I'm saying from what we've seen of him on television, on Twitter, doing all of his stuff, he doesn't seem like a stuck-up rich dude. Who's like, ha ha ha, I own a wrestling company, ha 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 ha, in your face, bunch of losers, you know?
Yeah.
He's not like that about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Jericho would be on there, but the Rocks would be starting to fall apart on the Jericho faces. The new strain is already in the United States. Yes, it is, and I'm just waiting for it to hit hard. Because we don't have a clue what we're doing.
Nope. Not at all. We're stupid.
Yeah.
Very stupid. Dumb.
I've seen, where we live, we went a long time without having masks, and then we had 17 people die in our county, and people started wearing masks. And now, when I've been out, I've seen not as many people wearing masks. Mm-hmm. So there. Biden and the Democratic senators are moving ahead on the $1,400 stimulus checks. Yes, they are, James. They're moving on with it. All right, guys. We're going to take off. We'll be back on Friday, SmackDown. We'll do our Friday recap of SmackDown. And until then, have a wonderful evening. Stay safe. We've got a big winter storm coming here.
The Rock's falling on Jericho. He needs a mask.
Yes, definitely needs a mask. He's going to become the Super Destroyer. Great show tonight, guys. As always, thank you, James. With that, we're out of here. Peace out, everybody.